So here is an update of my sales for the day. And I'm just gonna refresh it so that you can see it is not a screenshot. Whether you're completely new to Amazon FBA or you've been selling for some time now, you probably know that Amazon has become a lot more competitive and harder for new sellers to make money. And you also probably know that the times where you could just find products that already sell well, copy them and just slap your logo on them and put them up for sale on Amazon and start making money are long gone. Those times are over. For the past 2 years, I've been subconsciously going through a very specific process when I was doing my product research. I didn't realize at the time that my product research process was very specific and systematic until I decided to write it down so I can help other new sellers and hopefully help you increase your odds for success. So after writing down the entire process, what I came up with was something that resembles a funnel, in the sense that at first you come up with a lot of ideas and then you run them down the funnel through specific processes and steps, which helps you identify truly great products. Now let's jump onto my computer and I will show you exactly what the funnel looks like. Okay, so I decided to call this funnel product selection funnel because that's its purpose. And the first step of the product selection funnel is to identify your budget. I'm not going to go into too much details about that. I'm just going to tell you that you don't want to spend more than 50% of your total capital on your first order. The reason for that is that you will have to restock inventory well before you've gotten any money out of Amazon. Once I've identified my budget, I would move on to choosing whether I'll be looking for high volume, low price products. Those products are basically products that sell in the high hundreds, even thousands of units per month, but are relatively low priced. By low priced, I mean anything that's under $40 or $50. Or the other type of product is low volume and high price. That's basically products that sell 100 or 200 per month, but are highly priced, anything that's above $50, $70 or $100. Once I've decided on the type of product that I'll be looking for, then I'm ready to design my own product criteria. Forget about using mainstream product criteria that everyone else is using, like 300 sales, 50 reviews, under 1 kilo, etc, etc. Now let me show you how to actually design your own product criteria. It's really simple. So let's take, for this example, a high volume, low price product, and let's say that our total capital is $5,000. So that means for our first order we can spend no more than $2,500. And if we want to look for product that sells minimum 300 units per month, that means we can spend up to $8.33 per unit. That includes product cost and shipping from your supplier, which is probably in China, to Amazon fulfillment center. Generally on Amazon, products retail for about 3 to 5 times their landed cost. So for example, if our landed cost is $8, then such product would sell on Amazon for anywhere between $25 to $35. Okay, now on to the next scenario. If you want to look for a product that sells at least 500 units a month, then our landed cost should be no more than $5 per unit. Such product would retail on Amazon for about $15 to $25. I personally don't like selling products that are cheaper than $17, so $17 is my absolute minimum. And then back on to the monthly sales, you want to experiment with those, alright? Those are not rigid, concrete criteria that you have to use. You can experiment and play with different numbers here. And here is an an example set of criteria for the first scenario with 300 units. Our product filters would look like minimum price $25, maximum price $35, monthly sales range 300 to 600. Now you may notice here that I doubled the maximum monthly sales. So I want to have a little bit of room for growth. And then on to maximum reviews. Most people recommend that you go with 0 to 50 reviews or 0 to 100 reviews. And that's the reason why I think products and niches with 100 reviews or fewer tend to become quite saturated quite quickly. So that's why I suggest you use 100 reviews in your filters as a floor and as many as 1,000 as your maximum number of reviews. You can play with the numbers. You can try with 200, 300, 500, 700, etc. But I do not recommend that you go for over 1,000 reviews. So 1,000 should be your absolute ceiling. And once you've designed all your product criteria, you can then go over to your product research software, whether you're using Django Scout or Helium 10, Viral Launch. The software you use doesn't really matter. They are very, very similar and they pretty much do the same job with a slight difference in accuracy. Right? I personally use Django Scout and I've been using it since I think ever since they came to market, and I also think that they are the most accurate. So anyways, onto the filters. There are two options that you can use. You can use product database, which basically means that all the filters that we input will retrieve products that match with our criteria. Another option that I personally prefer is called Opportunity Finder, and the difference here is that all the results that the software will retrieve will be actually niches that match our product criteria. You can play with both, whether it's product database or Opportunity Finder. I say try both and see which one works best for you. And once you've designed your own product criteria and you've input the filters into your product research software, then the next process is, as you generate product ideas or whole niches, you have to run each product or niche through the next step that I call market opportunity validation. In this process, you simply have to find a bunch of competitors and validate that their monthly sales match with your criteria. Then you also want to look up the historical price, historical sales, just to make sure that the numbers are consistent. Once you've done that, you want to go over to Alibaba.com, find the same product, and try to estimate the product cost. You also want to estimate shipping cost. So to do that, you have two options. The first option is to ask a few suppliers for a shipping quotation, and as a ship to address, because at this stage you still don't know which warehouse Amazon will designate for your inventory. So to be safe, you can choose a warehouse location somewhere in the middle of the country. So that could be, for example, somewhere in Texas. You can Google for Amazon fulfillment centers and see the exact address of fulfillment centers located in Texas. Send that address to your supplier, and based on the address, they will provide you with an estimated shipping cost. Another option is to go over to Freightos.com. This is kind of freight forwarding marketplace where you can get live quotations from multiple freight forwarders. Once you get an estimated product cost and shipping cost, which is called landed cost. So once you have the landed cost, the next step is to identify all FBA fees. To do that, you can simply use the data from your product research software, or you can use a free tool such as FBA profitability calculator. Then once you know your product's landed cost and all the FBA fees, then you will know what the profit margin is going to be. And in my experience, A healthy profit margin is at least 25% and no less than $5 a unit. So once your product passes through this step, then comes the next step, which is probably the most important one, the one that you should spend most of your time, energy and creativity, and that's market research. And by market research, I mean you have to extensively study the market, the customers, the competitors. You have to read tons of negative reviews. You have to learn what exactly your customers use the product for, what other products do they buy along with the product, either because they are essential items that are used with the product or simply because they complement the product, right? So those are really important things that you have to study. The whole idea of this market research is for you to come up with a unique and meaningful way to differentiate your product. And I'll just give you a few simple and quick examples of what a unique and meaningful differentiation is. Well, let's say everyone on Amazon sells white plant pots, okay? Well, if that's the case, then you can sell brown or gray or different color or multiple color plant pots. Or let's say everyone sells round plant pots. Well, then you can sell square or rectangular or triangular. If everyone sells ceramic plant pots, then you can sell concrete, right? Always look for ways to differentiate your products in unique and meaningful way. That's the key. You can then proceed and find a supplier, work on the customization that you need, or the additional items that you want to bundle with your product, and you have much higher chance for success. Alright guys, I know this was just an overview and there are many other steps involved, but I hope that you use this product selection funnel as general guidelines, and it's going to help you tremendously with your product research. If you like this video, I would really appreciate if you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and also click on the notification bell so you won't miss out the next time I release a new video.